Hi, welcome back to this webinar. First of all, let me thank you all for all your views, all your requests, all your comments and all your subscriptions. I'm really honored that I can help so much of you with these strategic marketing models, and I really like it that you appreciate what I do. This time we're going to talk about the SWOT analysis and SWOT matrix. Now, the SWOT analysis or SWOT matrix and SWOT matrix is a model which is used very, very often. And unfortunately, a lot of people or a lot of students think this is a waste of their time or a serious waste of time. You get it? But it's absolutely not. This model is quite simple, but so essential in your marketing planning process. First of all, you always know that I like to place this model, every model actually, in one of the 6 steps that we have. And this model finds itself in place 4, in step number 4. Because this is where your opportunities and threats of your external analysis come together with the strengths and the weaknesses of your internal analysis. They both find themselves in the SWOT analysis. How does this model work and why is it? What's the purpose of this model? The purpose of this model is to formulate key issues. And after formulating your key issues, the key issues will go to your central problem or your final problem, or even better, definitive problem. Your definitive problem. So, you do your external analysis, you analyze your macro factors, your meso factors, and you find these opportunities and these threats. If you have good opportunities and good threats, you sum them up in your SWOT analysis. You do exactly the same for your internal analysis. So you find your strengths and your weaknesses, for instance, by the help of your value chain analysis, see my other videos, or by your 7S model of McKinsey, and you sum up all the strengths and weaknesses. These strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats will be quite a long list. Now this list is what we call the SWOT analysis. So the SWOT analysis by itself is only a summation of all that you found in your external analysis and internal analysis. But they don't do anything without a confrontation. And this is when the SWOT matrix or confrontation matrix appears. Because this is a framework, and in this framework is where you make connection between the external factors and the internal factors, because you're looking for key issues. Now we can determine positive issues and negative issues. Often in the top left corner you find your positive issues, and in the top right corner you find your negative issues. Now make no mistake, it's also possible that you find negative issues somewhere else in your matrix, but definitely in the top left corner positive, and in the top right corner bottom right corner, your negative issues. Now, what you do with your, when you're looking for your key issues is to make sure that you have your group complete. Now, I think most of my viewers are students and are maybe working in project teams. Please bear in mind that, that making your complete SWOT analysis, including your matrix, is a group effort. Because probably everybody worked on was looking for chances or opportunities in the external factor. This one is doing the competition analysis. This one is doing the 7S model in the internal analysis. Everybody gathers these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and you have to make sure that your group is complete so that everybody can bring in what they found. For instance, the opportunities, the threats, the strengths and the weaknesses. So as a group you come together, you put these all on the table, and then you need to narrow down your analysis from this long list of, say, 8, 5, 6, and 7 different SWOTs. You narrow them down to a maximum of 4. Make sure that your matrix always is in balance, so that you have a 3 by 3, 3 by 3, or a 4 by 4 table. Because otherwise it gets out of balance. It's not possible that you have 2 opportunities, 5 strengths, and 4 threats, etc., etc. So make sure it is in balance. Now, you make your matrix. The easiest way, how I always do it, is in an Excel worksheet, and you just easily make the top 3 of every factor that you found. You put in the top 3. If you have this top 3, you're going to look for issues. Now there are 4 possibilities that you have. The first one is the cell stays empty. If a cell stays empty, then for sure there is no connection between the two. So don't put in a 0, or don't put in a plus or a minus, or a lot of worksheets, a lot of models work with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Leave all that. Take it from me that it's way easier to work with a plus, a minus, a 0, or an empty space. So if a cell has no connection, you just leave it empty. For instance, you have a highly active competition, which could be a threat, which is a threat actually. So the competition is highly active versus you have motivated staff, which is the internal strength. This has nothing to do with each other, so you leave this cell empty. Another possibility is that you have not clearly a connection. Then you place in a 0. So a 0 is if you have discussion between your group members about is this a plus, is this a minus, what should we do? For instance, you have a highly active competition versus we have 20 years of experience. Yes, if you try to explain, then perhaps there is a plus because you can tackle this threat, but it's not really something. So then you place in a 0. It's not clear if it's something or not. So you place in a 0. Then, if you have highly active competition and you have a weak position, for instance, in social media, so you're not really active in social media, probably you have this weakness formulated a little bit longer in your SWOT analysis, but if you are in a confrontation matrix, you keep it compact, so weak position in social media, for instance, so highly active competition versus a weak position in social media, well, this is a minus. Not a double minus yet. This is not a really strong issue, but this is an issue. So you put in one minus. Now, and if you want to have a double minus, then the issue should be something like highly active competition versus marketing activities have not been updated for 10 years. Now there you can feel that this is a double minus. So you have a company which is not really active in marketing, whilst the competition is really active. This is obviously a double minus, which we should fix. Now you do this for every row and every column that you have. So you do this for your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and per row and per column you are looking if there is a connection. Now it's really important that you stay really focused and not just put everywhere plus, minuses, etc., etc., but that you are really discussing with your group members, is this something or isn't this something? If it sounds like it, like I just mentioned, that everybody feels like, okay, now that's an issue, then obviously it's a minus or a double minus or a plus or a double plus. Make no mistake, there's also positive issues which come out of your confrontation matrix. Now, make sure that there's no row empty and no column empty. If you have one column empty, then this threat or opportunity or strength or weakness, whichever you place where. If a column stays empty, then you should switch it for a new one. In your SWOT analysis, your long list, you have several chances, opportunities, threats, weaknesses, etc. So pick a new one, place it in your matrix, and look if now there is a connection. And be very critical. So you don't want to see a Christmas tree with all these pluses, minus, etc., etc. Stay very critical. It's enough. If one row has only one mark, then it's enough. Then it's good enough. Be very critical. This is also why you have to choose 3, maximum of 4. So you are really critical on what you're placing in your confrontation matrix. So you've done all this. You have these double minus and these double pluses. These are the ones which we call the key issues. You take those double minuses and double plus, you take them out of your matrix, write them down, and they should sound like the fact that the competition is highly active in this market versus the fact that the marketing activities of the company haven't been updated since the last 10 years, will be key issue 1. This is a really negative issue, as you can hear. You do the same for the positive issues. So you don't need an explanation, because everyone understands them immediately if they read them like that. So if you can read it as a sentence, as I just mentioned, and you hear or you feel the negativity or the positivity come out of this sentence, then you have a real strong issue. Keep those positive issues, because those positive issues will be a part of your strategical plan or your operational plan. The negative issues will be your central problem. And this is the final part of your confrontation matrix. So we have the SWOT analysis, we have the confrontation matrix, we have the key issues, and then we wrap it up with the central or the definitive problem, the main problem. And the main problem is always written down in a cause and an effect. The cause are all your threats and your weaknesses, all combined, all written around your negative key issues. So you take your negative key issues, which you already written down in terms of the fact that blah 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 versus the fact that blah blah blah. This more in a writing style, so you can make a small story with it. You, even if you want, you take some extra negativities, like extra threats or extra weaknesses which you already found, which are in your SWOT analysis. You take them and you add them to your story. You end that, so you feel quite a heavy cause. Then the effect will be something like when the company continues like this, when the company continues without doing any efforts or turning over or switching to or whatever, the company, something will happen. Something will happen, like the targets won't be, we won't reach our targets, or the mission will be in danger, or the company even maybe is looking at a bankruptcy. Something quite terrible. The best is if it's a financial impact, or maybe people will lose their jobs or whatever. Something quite drastic, because it's a strategical plan. So something will affect the strategy of the company. So the cause and the effect. And this is the end of your SWOT analysis. This is why you do this SWOT analysis. And the SWOT analysis is a sum up. You have the confrontation matrix, you have your key issues, positive and negative. Those negative issues go to your central problem, or your main definite problem in terms of cause and effect. And then you know what you're dealing with. And then you know what you have to solve. And you solve this by strategical models, for instance, Port, Tracing Weir's, my Blue Ocean, etc. See my other videos, because those strategic options are options to solve this problem. And this is why you do this business model planning, and this is why this is step 4, and it's crucial in your planning. So, thank you very much for looking at another webinar. I hope you find this interesting. Please, if you have any requests on my videos, or if you have any requests of other strategical marketing models which you like to have explained in a webinar like this, leave it in the comments below. I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe my videos, so I have a confirmation that these videos are helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Until the next time. Bye.